Back to the Transparency House during the Sustainable Week in Abu Dhabi. The third powerful lady is sitting next to me. Her name is Noor Shamma. Are you a powerful woman?
All women are powerful.
All women are
All women are powerful. Just by being a woman, you're very powerful. We have all these characteristics that make us naturally very powerful. We have a very big role in the house. We have a very big role outside the house in the world today. And we are influencers by nature. We influence our partners. We influence our children. We raise them. We raise future generations. So we're naturally very powerful creatures.
Okay. Yeah, you say a lot, and of course women do a lot. But in your CV, I see that you are working on the Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence. Can you tell me slowly a little bit more about that?
Well, Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence is the first AI university in the region, and it aims at it offers master's and PhD programs for local and international students. It is on merit base, so it is fully funded by the government, scholarships for the creme de la creme in the fields of AI and so on. It should be launching by August of this year, and it's such an exciting project. AI is the future, so I'm very proud to be part of this mandate.
It sounds very complex, actually.
It is
Yeah.
And
yeah, but you are also with with Shamma New York. That has to do with jewelry. I can see you wear very beautiful jewels. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because that is, of course, artificial intelligence is also a creative job, but this is really creative. Please tell me.
Well, I come from a design background, so as a child I grew up loving art and design and all that stuff, but I couldn't get into fine arts because I didn't want to be a struggling artist, or more likely my dad didn't want me to be a struggling artist. So I moved into design management, which was a very good combination between design, School of Architecture and Design, so I did a lot of design and art courses, but I also did a lot of business and management and law and ethics and all these more entrepreneurial courses. And that naturally shaped it actually worked quite well with my personality and my talent and the things I'm into, and it allows art and entrepreneurship together.
Very nice word.
Yes, and it works entrepreneurship. You see where the Noor is.
Your name in
Yes,
it as well.
yes. And then what happened was I worked on a lot of booklet for me, and I did want to get into architecture, but it was just too technical for me because I don't have a good STEM background, or it's not my forte, science and math. So I started sketching designs, and I love jewelry, and I love wearing jewelry, and I love the idea of how timeless and priceless jewelry is in terms of a ring that's from your great-grandmother, or a piece of, or earrings, a pair of earrings from your mother's wedding, for example. There is this always sentimental aspect to it, but then it gets sometimes repetitive, and I felt like I had my own voice and my own point of view to share through jewelry and to communicate through jewelry. And I had no jewelry background, so I had to educate myself, which was very exciting. So I did a lot of GIA courses. I got accreditation from them on different courses, and I traveled a lot to different parts of the world, like India, and I worked with a company in Thailand, and then the USA and here, and I kind of developed that educational part of the jewelry with the experience and with working with different people until I found the right partners in New York. My manufacturer is based out of New York City. I manufacture sustainable fine jewelry. So all the jewelry is made out of 18 karat recycled conflict-free metal, which is very important for the environment. And we can see this whole movement towards sustainable fashion in our work today, because everyone can have an impact on sustainability in our ways of life and in our businesses as well. And it was very important to me to partner with the right entities to be able to do what I love, but do it in a very responsible way, let's say.
Well, actually, I wanted to ask you, what hit you the most? What was first, the university with artificial intelligence or the jewelry? But you, as self-made woman, are so good in combining it and let one part help the other part. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you told me you work with 18 karat gold.
Yes, everything is made out of 18 karat gold.
And it's conflict free.
Yes.
And you're...
Because 10% of the mining in the world uses energy resources. So it's very important to responsibly mine. And the good thing about gold is you can recycle it and reuse it without it affecting or jeopardizing the quality. And because mining is not just it's not very sustainable, but it's also very dangerous, and there are a lot of things associated to the miner community. So my manufacturer works with sustainable mines, with conflict-free mines, with mines that provide equal opportunity for men and women, gender equality, safe environments. So these are very important aspects that I only started understanding when I started working on an international level, where there is that awareness of sustainability and responsible.
You told me in the chat we had before this interview that you are certified in the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme. I don't know if many people will know that scheme. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So all the diamonds, Kimberley Process Certification Scheme applies on diamonds. So basically the UN created a bunch of laws that ensure that all the diamonds that are being shipped around the world are in compliance with the Kimberley Certification Scheme, which means they're not blood diamonds, they're ethically sourced, ethically mined, it's all about ethical and responsible mining. So if the miner or the people exporting these diamonds are in compliance with the Kimberley process, that means they got the green light from the UN to ship their diamonds worldwide. So this is what Kimberley process means. It means that the diamonds you get are ethically sourced and ethically mined.
Sounds very good.
In a very simple way of putting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start afterwards about our system. Maybe we can combine things. When do you start your own?
So it's only been 1 year. Vendors, manufacturers. I worked with someone in the UAE. I worked with someone in India. They're precious metals. They're precious stones, and having someone that has integrity and that has proper a supply chain and a right workflow and credibility is very important in this business and any other business. So it took me time to find the right partners, as well as find the right way to launch my brand and where. And there were all these questions of UAE, USA, Europe, and so on and so forth. So
you talk about going international, more international yourself, or will you use?
Very open, and the world is very open and very exhibited already. I've showcased in Milan Design Week, I've showcased in London Fashion Week. I'm going to be showcasing again in London Fashion Week next month. And on top of that, the US is a very wide demographic. And I have retailers in the GCC as well. And now there are discussions of having retailers, stockists in Europe. I was recently in the Netherlands. Before that, I was in London, Italy. So I feel like there is a lot of opportunity, and it's all about having a very unique product where there is added value and there is a very distinct point of view, because your brand, your
awareness, girl, lady. Talking about youth, what do you like to give to our next generation?
That's a very, very loaded question. I have a 10-year-old daughter, so I think what I want to give her is the choice to make the right choice on her own. And I think the parenting is about, because it all starts at the home as a parent, I think it all starts with where your children reach a point where they can even tell you that you are wrong. And I feel like we need to empower our youth, we need to trust them, but we need to guide them, because again, we are in a very open world. It's not as contained as it used to be, and they're being fed with all different things and all different are internationally recognized, because at the end of the day, we all believe in the good and the bad is very, very clear and straightforward. The other things are a matter of how you live your life and so on. So I try with my own personal